Broadcasting live on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Here's your host, Andrew Romanella.
Okay? Like, just get the hell out of here. Nobody cares what you think if you're not a Mets fan.
What's going on, everybody? Hey, welcome into another edition of The Rome Show here on YouTube, Twitter, X, Instagram, and Facebook. I'm your host, Andrew Romanella. Getting started a little late today, but that's all right because we have a great show planned for the people, and you got to stay with us for the full 30 minutes. I'm your host, Andrew Romanella. I got you for the next 30, as I just stated, and you need to be locked on every minute of it. We have a straight off the Rome, which we'll be talking about the college football playoff. We have a giveaway, giveaway day number 1 of the Days of Rome Show Christmas happens today here on the Rome Show. And then, as we do every Wednesday, we have your Hump Day headlines. We take you around any league, any sport. If there's a headline that you need to hear it, we have it here for you. The Rome Show 1, Twitter, X, and Instagram. That's the Rome Show, then the number 1. Follow there. And if you are going to get in on the giveaway action later for this awesome hoodie sitting behind me, you're going to want to be able to comment on the Instagram, comment on the Twitter X, or youtube.com/the Romanellas. That's youtube.com/the Romanellas. You can comment live on the YouTube as well. Here's how giveaway day is going to work before we get into the meat and the potatoes of this show. We will go straight off the Rome, and we will talk a little college football playoff for the first half of this thing, okay? Then we will get into our giveaway on the backside of the commercial break. We have a great question for the people, okay? And it's one singular question with which 5 answers happen. We might give you one. We might give you some hints. I have no idea. You'll have to find out around 7:40 this morning. And then you will be, hopefully, if you are the first person to answer the question, the winner of the first day of the Rome Show giveaway. If you didn't see the schedule, take a look on your screen. We put this up on social media. We just let you know the sites. We'll tell you again. I'll put it on the bottom side of your screen there. The Rome Show 1. The Rome Show, then the number 1. We have 6 live show giveaway days starting with today. Most people are probably going to want the hoodie at this time of year, but we also have the t-shirt option available as well. Here's what we do, okay? We have 6 giveaway dates live on the show over the next 3 weeks. You win the giveaway. You get in contact with me. We DM each other. We email each other. If we're tight, we could even text each other. You let me know what color and what size, and we then ship said winnings to you. Our goal here in the month of December is to give back to the fantastic people that even make the Rome Show a thing. It's been 6.5, 7 years of this show, but this has been the most proud iteration of the Rome Show I have ever had. We've had to work the hardest. We've probably had to spend the most, but we are also feeling like we are in the best place we've been entering 2026. And so we want to give back to the people, because if the number says 0 every day I turn this microphone on, there's a 0% chance I would be continuing on. So stay with us through the commercial break for your chance to win a hoodie or a t-shirt of your choosing here on the Rome Show. Let's get started with a little straight off the Rome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is something that has pissed me off for a really long time. However, over the last few years, there has been a conscious effort to make a change so that the college football playoff feels like you're getting the tournament of teams that A, deserves to be in the tournament, but B, fully encompasses the battle throughout the entire college football season to then potentially win a national championship. It really was asinine in all the years that the BCS existed that we were really only putting two teams of 350 plus institutions in the championship game. And you had the four major bowls, and you have all the other bowl games, and that's how that whole bowl season got created. But the college football model for finding a national champion has been broken, in my opinion, for a really long time. Now, the BCS was computer-based. Get the humans out. The humans are the problem. We put all of the information in the BCS computer system. It spits out USC versus Texas, Carson Palmer, Vince Young, one of the greatest games I've ever seen. Ohio State, Miami, one of the greatest games I've ever seen. And more times than not, you probably had as close to the right matchup as possible, but that's not what the fans want. The fans don't want a computer deciding who should go to the championship game. The fans want drama. The fans want to see if the best team, the betting favorite, the favorite of the entire thing should win it, goes on and does that. The fans want to see Mercer beat Duke 15-2. They want to see FDU beat Purdue 16-1. That's what the fans want to see. So though the BCS in the 90s and early 2000s computer system probably, when you look at the college football playoff committee now, which is what feels like only human-based, it's a mix, you say to yourself, maybe the computer had something there, but today's setup of a 12-team playoff is also kind of exactly what we're looking for. And the FCS, often in your lifetime known as 1AA football, now known as the Football Championship Series, whereas D1 football at the SEC Power 4 level is the FBS, Football Bowl Series, okay? FCS has done this tournament-style bracket for the existence of their league, and it's electric. It's like the National Football League playoffs. Here are your 16 teams. Let's start to dwindle this thing down until you get to a championship game. So the FBS and NCAA adopt this model with the 4-team playoff a few years ago. And now we have a 12-team playoff. And all's well and good minus one thing. How we choose who gets into the playoff. Yesterday, the college football playoff committee released this top 25 teams in college football, okay? And I'm not about to sit here and argue who should be 7 and 8 and 10. That's not what I'm here for, okay? In this top 25, the top 12 are not going to the college football playoff. It's not that simple because we have conference championship games that matter sometimes. And this is the crux of my straight off the Rome. So you take this top 25 and you turn it into these 12 teams, according to the College Football Playoff Committee. So these 12 teams, if for some reason we shut the season down today, these 12 teams are going to the college football playoff. Then you start to read reports that the University of Alabama Crimson Tide, who are playing Georgia in the SEC championship game this weekend, could potentially fall out of the playoff with a loss in the conference championship game. Now, I need you to think about that for a quick second. According to this diagram, OU, Texas, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, Alabama, Georgia. That's 6 SEC schools. Okay? Take Texas out of it. 5 SEC schools that I'm looking at right here that are in this bracket. Okay? You're going to tell me that Ole Miss, not in the conference championship game. Texas A&M, not in the championship game. Oklahoma, not in the conference championship game. You're going to tell me that those 3 schools who are currently not in their conference championship game are going to be sitting more pretty than Alabama, who is now in the conference championship game. That is an asinine setup. You're going to get hurt for being one of the top 2 teams in your league. And if you don't like the fact that your regular season leading to that conference championship game doesn't give you enough feel for, Oklahoma didn't play these teams this year, so it's a different situation. That's your own fault. You made the conference schedule. You made this a mega conference. You set this thing up. But there's no place, in my opinion, for a team to make a conference championship game to be better than other teams in your league based on the sanctity of playing in a conference. I'm trying to, if I'm in a conference with 2 divisions, win my division, then win my conference, then go win the national championship. Why have we created a system, and college baseball is trending this way a little bit too. Why have we created a system where the conference championship doesn't matter? And if that's the case, then get rid of the conferences. Give me National Football League B. That's it. Split them all up. Put them into divisions. There's 7 teams in this division, 7 teams in this division, 7 teams in this division. The division winner gets spots 1 through whatever. And then we start to go with the record and the tiebreakers and whatever else is. But to have conferences, to be talking about whether or not Alabama loses to Georgia or they don't. Notre Dame's not even in a conference. Oh, they're good. I will take the week off and we'll just sit pretty here and get into the playoff. They're also a 2-loss team who doesn't have the chance to be a 3-loss team because they're not in a conference. So, to me, it would be better if I'm Alabama, I'm leaving the SEC. What the hell is the point of me being in a conference? If I'm Alabama, if I'm LSU, it clearly seems to be that if you are in the SEC conference, it actually now hurts you more than it helps you. And that sounds crazy because it shouldn't be that way. That's why we're talking about 5 or 6 teams being in the tournament. I just think college football this week has shown a lot of problems that it has. I don't know if this is an NIL residue problem. I don't know if this is a too much money in the sport problem. I don't know if this is I don't know what type of problem this is. But it's a problem in this system. Eliminate the conferences, get rid of conference championship games, and straight up make it a 390-team league with 16 to 24 teams that make the tournament, just like professional sports. Because to think that a team in Notre Dame and these other teams that aren't in their conference championship game could be in the tournament, and Alabama, and also who has a good resume, Alabama, and Alabama could go to Georgia, who they've already beat this season, and lose in the championship game, and then not be in the playoff, then I would just deny the chance to play in the championship game. College football's got a lot of issues, from coaches leaving in the middle of the chance to go win a national championship. Isn't that the whole reason why we're coaching? I want to go to LSU, Lane Kiffin. I have a better chance to win a national championship. Yo, bud, in the last rankings, your team is 6th, bro. And you don't have to go play in the SEC championship game. So as we just clearly stated, you're good. You'd be in the playoff. But I got to leave before I see this run through to go to another school because I believe I have a better chance to win at that school. Wow, that makes no sense. And then you add this into the mix. I know that deep-rooted college football people really don't care. And they just they love their team, go college football. It's dumb. It is dumb. And in my opinion, it makes it less interesting to watch the sport. Every year we get to this point, ever since this college football committee thing started, I feel like I care less and less and less. The coaches make me care less. The players make me care less. The only thing we've been talking about this week is the 47 new coaches in college football. The season hasn't even ended yet. We haven't even played Army-Navy. We haven't played round one of the playoffs. It's just, in my opinion, which probably doesn't matter to most people, especially in the college football world, it's dumb and embarrassing. Both the way the coaching carousel works and the way their college football playoff committee is set up. By the way, what's going on at Penn State? Anyone want to have that conversation? You were the first team to fire your coach, and you are still the team without a head coach. Not looking good for the Penn State Nittany Lions. I'm going to go ahead and say revisionist history is going to tell you that James Franklin probably should have never been fired. It is the Rome Show, broadcasting live on YouTube, Twitter X, Instagram, Facebook. I'm Andrew Romanella. We are up against a commercial break, but you got to stay with us because coming on the backside of the commercial break, we have a trivia question for you, and we have the first of 6 live giveaways during the Rome Show Christmas holiday. I know. It's so exciting. So you got to be following along. Be ready to comment on YouTube. Be ready to comment on X. Be ready to comment on Instagram. If you think you have the answer to the Rome Show giveaway day 1, Xmas answer trivia question, shindig, extravaganza, then I'm going to need you to stay with us and answer that on the backside of this break. Andrew Romanella coming back. Giveaways, hump day, so much to do. The Rome Show.
What is one thing every great leader has in common? They challenge their people to not stop at the first right answer. Titan Malugnuts is a leadership book that will teach you how to move past the first right answer with entertaining and detailed examples founded in real-world concepts and experiences. Accelerate towards your professional goals with Titan Malugnuts, one of the best leadership books available.
All right, welcome back into the Rome Show here. Broadcasting live on YouTube.com/The Romanellas, Twitter X, The Rome Show 1, Instagram, The Rome Show. That's the OG site, by the way. I was watching Fuller House last night. Don't know if anyone's watched the second coming of the show Full House. It's a flip script now. The ladies run the show. And they were talking about that yesterday on Fuller House. What a good show. I think 5 seasons and way better than you may anticipate. And they did such a good job of touching on the old characters, which is absolutely electric. Okay, that's enough about my TV watching. It's the Rome Show. They were talking on Fuller House about how it's the OG webs, the social media sites, Facebook. You can watch us on Facebook. You can also answer some questions if you're listening on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter X, on Instagram. So here's how this is going to work. Okay. We have 6 dates for the people over the course of December. It's a very Rome Show Christmas. Today is the first giveaway. We are going to give you a question. Okay. And the first person to write that answer in successfully, okay, will be the winner of day one's giveaway. Now, a friendly reminder, we got these fire new Rome Show hoodies being made right now, okay? We got the sweet headphone logo. It's in the top left corner as well. As you could see, and I'm putting it up on your screen, you could change the color of this logo. Our last giveaway winner got this beautiful little gray red number on your screen, okay? And we could also kick it old school to be electric stuff as well, but whatever the winner wants, okay? You got options here, people, options. All right, these are the 2 that we've given out so far. Hopefully the people are excited. I don't think it's that hard, but hey, who the hell am I? All right, here we go. Question of the day. First to answer this, winner of giveaway day number 1. So, Matthew Stafford has been knocking down a lot of milestones this season in the National Football League. And one that happened the other day has nothing to do with this question, but it made me start to think about the career of Matthew Stafford. He went a certain amount of passes without throwing an interception. It was like the same thing Tom Brady done. Then he throws 2 straight interceptions in a row. And I'm like, this ain't going to let me dilute what he just did. It's just funny how sports works. I bet this guy is one of the greatest passers of all time when you look at the statistics. Well, I looked up the top 20 quarterbacks in NFL history, passing yards. And I found that 5 players on that list are currently on a National Football League roster, led by, not fully led by, hint there, Matthew Stafford, who is 8th on that list in terms of passing yards overall in his career. Matthew Stafford is very good and has 62,882 passing yards. Can you name the other 4 players that are currently on a National Football League roster that are top 20 all time in passing yards total in their career? First person to answer that question will be our first giveaway winner. Again, to say it one more time, there are 5 players currently in the National Football League on the top 20 all time in passing yards in their career. Matthew Stafford is one of them. Can you name me the other 4 that are currently on a National Football League roster? Boy, would it be impressive if you could give me the ranking for each of them. The Rome Show 1, Twitter X, Instagram. The Rome Show 1, Twitter X, and Instagram if you want to comment your answer. Or youtube.com/the Romanellas if you want to comment your answer. We got about 12 to 15 minutes left in the show. Top 20, quarterback passing yards all time. Matthew Stafford on that list. Can you name the other 4 for your chance to win a Rome Show hoodie, a Rome Show t-shirt of your choosing? We continue on here on the Rome Show. It is time now for our update headlines. Let's get it started. All right. Our first update headline is from the National Hockey League. We had Rocky on yesterday. We do hockey with Rocky generally every Tuesday. Nonetheless, though, when we talked to Rocky yesterday, we covered a whole plethora of things, but this story had not dropped yet. And then the New Jersey Devils decided to go out with backwards hats on in warm-ups. And the National Hockey League released a statement that every player that has been drafted in the league after the 2019-2020 draft must wear a helmet during warmups. If you had started playing in the league prior to 2019, 2020, you were grandfathered in on this rule. They are really trying to crack down on the safety in warmups of the players in the National Hockey League. And I guess 2 teams went to Vegas and decided to not wear their buckets during warmups. And now the National Hockey League has to make a decision. I just have to say, I slightly disagree with this just because that's like the only chance I feel like for the hockey player to get their face out there. It's a helmet wearing sport, much like football. So you really have to work hard to get the face of the individual in front of the fan. And that is a really good opportunity for that, though I do understand the safety. So buckets on during warmups in the National Hockey League. Get Adam Thielen. He asked the Minnesota Vikings for his release last week, and they granted it, as the Vikings have done an atrocious job developing J.J. McCarthy, getting that quarterback room right for this season, and have wasted not only Adam Thielen, who was the 3rd or 4th wide receiver on there, but Addison Reed and Justin Jefferson, arguably one of the best 2-1-2 wide receiver combos in the league. So it's not good in Minnesota. And a guy that asked Carolina to be released so he could go re-sign with the Vikings, so he had a chance in his what's going to be his last year in the National Football League, now has signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers, as they need some serious help on offense as well. The whole plan here for Adam Thielen was, I didn't think the Carolina Panthers were going to be good enough. Now they kind of are. Thought the Vikings would be better. They kind of aren't. Can I get to a team that might win a Super Bowl? You only can go to the Steelers. It just doesn't seem like he's ending his career with a Super Bowl. And honestly, it's not really his fault, because Minnesota could have done so much more with the quarterback position there, and they didn't. And that's completely on the general manager and the head coach. Adam Thielen, 693 receptions in his career, 8,380 yards, 64 total touchdowns. 3 times in his 12-year career, he has had over 1,000 yards. Zion Williamson. Stop me if you've heard this story before. Zion Williamson is out and hurt for the New Orleans Pelicans with an abductor something strain. He'll be out for at least a minimum of 3 weeks. And this is Zion's 6th season in the league, okay? In that time, Zion could have possibly played in 432 basketball games. He's played in 224. For those doing math at home, that's 52% of the possible games that Zion Williamson could have played in. He has not played in. So he's missed 52% of his possible games since being drafted 1st overall by the Pelicans 6 years ago. We need to start having the conversation of whether or not Zion Williamson is one of the greatest NBA busts of all time. I did some research. Don't forget about that guy, Greg Odom. He had 7 years in the league, only played actual basketball in 3 of those seasons, and missed 82% of his games. 574 possible in the 7 seasons Greg Odom is in the league. He only played in 105. So that's the biggest bust of all time, based on draft position, height, what you did in college, all that other stuff. But Zion is 1B right now. I mean, what a wasted draft pick for the Pelicans. That was supposed to change their franchise, and all you've done is deal with some BS and a dude that cannot stay healthy. Zion out again. Zion, probably a huge bust. Finally, speaking of out again, Chris Paul, the point guard, as people have referred to him, has been released by the Los Angeles Clippers. What was a decision to go home for what is his final season. He spent 7 years as a Los Angeles Clipper, leading the all-time franchise record in assists and steals per game. The Clippers informed him last night while in Atlanta that they no longer need his services. The Clippers suck. They're like 5-19. And Chris Paul's been coming off the bench all year in a very limited role, which was kind of the idea. He played 82 games for the Spurs last year. and played really well. So I don't know what the disconnect is as to why he's now somebody that just needs to come off the bench. But nonetheless, okay, Chris Paul, no longer a Los Angeles Clipper, trying to finish his last season in the league. I wonder who's going to sign him. You know, the first team that I can think about is the New York Knickerbockers. How long have we been talking about? We need a second team point guard for the Knicks. We need somebody behind Jalen Brunson. And now they've been dealing with it since Brunson was hurt a little bit this year. But that's the first place. Go to New York. Go be a Knick. Play 10 to 12 minutes a day, and maybe we could see if we could win that team a championship. Those are your update headlines, December 3rd, 2025. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the first of our 6 December giveaways here on The Rome Show, okay? It's giveaway day number 1, and the question being asked to the people is this. In the top 20 of NFL quarterbacks, all-time passing yards, 5 players are on the active list and actively playing in the league. One of them is Matthew Stafford. Can you name the 4 other quarterbacks in the National Football League right now who are also top 20 all-time in total passing yards? We are looking to give away a Rome Show sweatshirt for the people in gray and red, in black and green. You got another color combo you want. Everyone loves free stuff, right? Rome Show Day giveaway 1, 5 quarterbacks, top 20 all-time passing yards. One of them is Matthew Stafford. Can you name the other 4? First person to write into the Rome Show on youtube.com/the Romanellas, on Twitter X and Instagram, the Rome Show 1, and or the OG Facebook, though very tough for me to monitor Facebook live on the show. Instagram, Twitter X, and YouTube are always your best options to comment live. Rome Show giveaway day 1. We've been saying it all show. We'll have 6 giveaway days throughout the month of December. So today is not your only chance, but with nobody getting the answer correct so far, with 5 minutes left in this show, we still have a chance, people. 5 quarterbacks, top 20 all-time passing yards in their career. Matthew Stafford's one of them. 4 other active in the league right now. Can you name them? Comment live, and you will win a hoodie or a t-shirt. 40 seconds. We come back here on The Rome Show.
What is one thing every great leader has in common? They challenge their people to not stop at the first right answer. Titan Malugnuts is a leadership book that will teach you how to move past the first right answer with entertaining and detailed examples founded in real-world concepts and experiences. Accelerate towards your professional goals with Titan Malugnuts, one of the best leadership books available.
Yeah, The Rome Show. Broadcasting live on youtube.com/the Romanellas, Twitter X, Instagram, The Rome Show 1, Facebook, The Rome Show. It's day 1 of a very Rome Show Christmas. Giving out the hoodie behind me, another colored hoodie, a t-shirt. Your choice if you win it. Have not no one get the answer right. Maybe I'm asking too hard of a question. I have no idea. But before I go to my top 5 in the National Football League, I ask that if anyone out there would like to win a giveaway. 5 quarterbacks currently in the league right now who are top 20 all time in total passing yards. One of them is Matthew Stafford. Can you name the other 4? I can name my National Football League top 5 for the people. So I'm going to do that right now. All right. Let's get it started, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the thing. I feel like this year it's been very, very difficult to make decisions on who should be in the top 5, who shouldn't be in the top 5, all these other things. All right. And I laugh because what I'll generally do is I'll go around and I'll look at my top 5s from the weeks prior and I'll be like, all right, what was I thinking here? What's going on here? Why was this the team I chose? And I was laughing yesterday at myself because my top 5s have changed so dramatically throughout the season. And I'm like, am I really that dumb? Is it me? Am I really bad at reading what's going on in the football field? It's like, no, you're not, dude. That's just what goes on in the National Football League this year. Like, there's a lot of parity. And I don't know if the parity is because there's a lot of bad football and bad football coaching, or if because the league's actually that close together in terms of talent. But nonetheless, when you look at, and everybody, not just me, anyone trying to rank this league right now, it's ever changing every week because of how drastically different each team plays. So quickly we'll go through our top 5. Again, reminder, speaking of top 5, 5 quarterbacks in the league, top 20 in passing yards all time. One of them is Matthew Stafford. Can you name the other 4? I don't know. Free giveaway if you can. Here we go. Starting with number 5. That's the Green Bay Packers, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, and you see up on your screen here, I have my 5 for the people. The Packers are 14th in the league in total yards, 15th in passing yards, and 8th in rushing yards. They are really good on defense, top 10 in the league in points given up and points per game given up. Really good, this Packers team. And for the first 7 or 8 weeks, what I was saying to the people was simply this. They didn't look like a complete team. More times than not, their offense wouldn't start games very hot. Their defense was pretty good, but I felt like it wasn't as dominant as it should have been with the Micah Parsons trade to start the year and the talent that they had on that side of the ball. But now they're really starting to figure it out. They're one of the most efficient offenses in the National Football League, scoring nearly 25 points a game. Jordan Love, 20 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Am I still fully on the Jordan Love train? No. But does it look significantly better? Absolutely. And so after a few really good wins in a row and maybe starting to prove that they are as good as we thought they were, I'll put the Green Bay Packers in the number 5. All right, number 4 here for the people. We're going to go out to the West Coast. Numero 4. And we're going with the Denver Broncos. This is big time on the fact that this defense is so good. I really think that there's still a lot of things that need to be fixed on this offense. However, any team that in the fourth quarter can always, hands down, no matter what, no matter the team, no matter the day of the week, play their best football, I have to feel really good about that team. Again, there are some interceptions and some decision-making plays that happened with Bo Nix on the offensive side of the ball that really still make you scratch your head. I don't think they're insanely talented on that side of the ball. But you have a top 5 defense in the league. You have a top 10 coach in the league. And you have the number 1 DNA in the fourth quarter right now as an overall team. Those 3 things to me travel. Those 3 things to me show up in the postseason. I got the Denver Broncos as numero 4. All right, we continue on here with a team that's had quarterback play that I think has been pretty good, though he's a new quarterback in the system. Okay, our number 3. Wait. Seattle Seahawks. And who I'm talking about is Sam Darnold. And we just got done talking about how the Minnesota Vikings are stupid with not keeping Darnold and or Daniel Jones in their quarterback room and going with J.J. McCarthy or some dude named Brosner. Nonetheless, okay, here's what you got offensively. Total yards, over 4,000 on the season, 10th in the league. Points for, offensively, 3rd in the league. Total. Points against, defensively, overall, 3rd in the league. total. Passing yards, 9th in the league. Rushing yards, 17th in the league. Efficiency, 3rd in the league, scoring nearly 30 points a game. This is a team that I don't know if anyone expected anything out of. I still think people are question marky about Sam Darnold even after last season. There's just so much he needs to keep doing. And it's still like almost like the Chicago Bears right now. Is it what we think it is? For me, because their defense is so good, they blanked the Raiders last week, 26-0. And the Raiders suck, don't get me wrong, but blanking a team is hard. And the Seattle Seahawks are really good defensively. They're my 3 team in the National Football League. Our top 2, let's get it going.
Number 2. Ryan Leach.
Now, if you remember correctly, this team was in the same slot last week. That would be the Los Angeles Rams. And they lost not a very good game to the Carolina Panthers. I'm not going to dispute that, okay? But I don't believe that one loss for this team is the difference maker in me now believing that they're not one of the best 5 teams in the league. I think they have the most complete offense when going. I think they can have a top 5 defense in the league when going right, and the numbers prove it. Defensively, they're only giving up on average 17.5 points per game. That's 2nd in the league. That's why the outlier of Carolina scoring 31 last week, I have to believe, is just one of those games. When you play 18 weeks of football, ever-changing times and days, that stuff is going to happen, especially, too, when you play an unbelievably motivated team like the Carolina Panthers. Not saying the Rams aren't motivated. I think it's the opposite. This is one of the most fun Rams teams in the last 3 years, or at least since they had that Super Bowl championship team. But Carolina was crap last year. They're all trying to prove their jobs. They're all trying to prove that they're even a good football team, and they're trying to make the playoffs for the first time in a minute. So sometimes that's just a freight train running over another freight train. Those things happen. Matthew Stafford, 30 passing touchdowns, 2 INTs on the season. Kyron Williams, nearly 900 yards on the ground. Puka Nacua is the best wide receiver in the league. Over 1,000 yards already. This Rams team's really good. They might be my favorite to win the Super Bowl, but I do right now have them as the number 2 team in the league, but the number 1 team in the National Football Conference. Let's finish this thing off with
Number 1.
Uno.
You watched them on Monday Night Football. They've won 10 straight games. They're really good, and that's the New England Patriots. They have a good defense. They have a good offense. Drake May is now being, I don't know what now being considered means, if that's just rumors throughout the talking heads mill or if this is a real thing, but potential MVP conversation. Definitely coach of the year for Mike Vrabel. What a difference maker that guy is. Patriots are 11-2. Total yards, 2nd in the league. Passing yards, 1st in the league. Rushing yards, 12th in the league. Points against, 5th in the league. Points for, 7th in the league. Here's Drake May's statistics. 3,412 yards and 23 touchdowns in his 2nd year leading the New England Patriots. This was the best decision Robert Kraft has made since hiring Bill Belichick and allowing him to start Tom Brady over Drew Bledsoe. Seriously, in the last 25 years of the Patriots franchise, this is one of the best decisions ever made. Hiring Mike Vrabel and sticking with Drake May. It's looking like it's working. And I think, based on what we saw on Monday Night Football, we need to start taking the New England Patriots very, very serious. They are our number 1.
Uno.
National Football League team headed into Week 13 of the season. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we get going here, let's check to see if anybody got the answer correct on our trivia question. The question for today is 5 active players on the top 20 all time in the National Football League history for passing yards. One of them is the aforementioned Matthew Stafford. Can you name the other 4? I'll put the trivia question up on social media. It does not seem to be anyone has gotten the answer correct. I'm seeing some names that are definitely on this list, but I am not seeing the 4 correct answers outside of Matthew Stafford. So a free Rome Show hoodie still sits on the board for the people. I hope somebody wins it before the end of the day. We'll have to figure something out. Nonetheless, I appreciate the people tuning in to the show. I am Andrew Romanella. I am out for the rest of today. You have an electric update. And we'll see you tomorrow morning, 7:05, 7:15, 7:20, something around that time. No giveaway tomorrow. Again on Friday. God, such a good week. Andrew Romanella, thanks for listening. The Rome Show. Peace.
Thank you for listening.